I say we jamming to the songs of the Caribbean. We grooving to calypso and steel band. This jam go be Irie. It's one love, so feel free. For we are the people of the Caribbean, showing that we don't want no basin plan.
A Caribbean connection, a regional vibration.
I say we jamming to the songs of the Caribbean. We grooving to calypso and steel band. Getting together, so should every leader. For we are one people, one destination. So let us move on without hesitation.
And a pleasant good afternoon to you. You're listening to the Caribbean Connection Radio Show, streaming live on 1210themand.com and also on our YouTube feed.
To the songs of the
Jamming to the songs of the Caribbean from now until 3 o'clock. It's 3 minutes after 12 o'clock right now. We're in the middle of January 16th, today's date. How many days, Rosie? 4 days. 4 days. I volunteered to be a driver for the moving truck. Haven't heard back from them as yet. They said the list is too long. The list of volunteer drivers. But I have my name in there. I would gladly be a driver. 4 more days. Or as they say in Georgia, FOMO. FOMO. We could laugh, but this is serious business, huh? Glad to be here with you for another Saturday, glorious Saturday here. Kind of gray on the outside, cloudy.
And it's going to be a grand show.
Gonna be kind of cool tonight.
Caribbean,
Something or the other called a cold front or something like that. I don't know what they're talking about.
we going non-stop.
Dropping the temperature in the 50s, you know. That's cold for Rosie and all those folks from South Florida. Yeah.
I say we jamming to the songs of the Caribbean.
How are you today? Hope everything is all right. Hope everybody's doing good.
Steel band.
Tune in, call your friends and tell them, send them a text. Whatever, tell them it's 1210themand.com. We're not broadcasting on the AM vibes today. Another week of uncertainty as to what's going on with that AM radio thing, but we're broadcasting live online and on YouTube. We keep hoping that we'll get some news about that, but nothing so far. That's all right. We'll make do with what we have and bring the music to you, brighten up your Saturday afternoon. You know what I mean? We'll get going with Mr. Timothy Watkins, the Baron, inviting you to come and party with me.
If you know how long I'm watching you, standing up in the fete alone, and my mind only telling me to ask you to share my pleasure zone. But it took quite a lot of courage to extend an invitation, so I'm sending a soca message. And if you don't have no come in the fed to hear soca and look for somebody to groove. So if you have the same desire, come on over and let us move. I know you are looking for husband and I am looking for wife. We just want to enjoy the action. Without pleasure, what is life? Will you come and party with me?
Come and party with me.
Come and have a good time with me. I will make you wind up your waist. I will make you break down the place. Make you put your hands in the air and get on like if you don't care. Come and party with me. Come and party with me. Hey, get up. Hey, hey, get up. Hey, ha-ha. Yo, get up. Hey, ha-ha. Carnival is that time for pleasure. Carnival is that time to play. Come and let us do it together and let nothing stand in the way. Everybody come out to party and soca music jamming sweet. Caribbean tempo in the body. And if you feeling the beat, will you come and party with me?
Come and party with me.
Come and have a good time with me.
Have a good
I will make you wind up your waist. I will make you break down the place. Make you put your hands in the air and get on like if you don't care. Come and party with me. Come and party with me. Hey, get there.
Wind your waist. Wind your waist. Shake your waist. Shake your waist.
Hey,
Come and party with me. Wind your waist.
come on and wind it.
Wind your
Let
waist.
me see you shake it.
Shake your waist.
Hey, get there.
Shake your waist. Come and party with me.
Come and party with me. I promise you I'll have you dancing and smiling and
Wind your waist.
grinding your waist and all kind of things on this Saturday afternoon. It's WNMA Caribbean Connection Radio Show with Mike Andrews. Streaming online at 1210theman.com. Also streaming on YouTube. You could catch us out on YouTube. How are you doing today?
Having a party, well then come on down, get ready. It's an all-night session. Jumping in the street, we love the beat. It moves your feet. We're gonna be dancing, dancing all night long. We dancing. Hey, hey. I say we're gonna be dancing, dancing all night long. We dancing. Hey, hey. In the heat of the night, we gonna make it right. Get the feeling until next day morning. Jumping in the street, we love the beat. It moves your feet. We gonna be dancing, dancing all night long. We dancing. Hey, hey, hey. We gonna be dancing, dancing all night long. We dancing. You feel the party, well then come on down. You and me, doing nothing wrong. Hey, jumping in the street, we love the beat. It moves your feet. We gonna be dancing, dancing all night long. We dancing. Aye, aye, aye. We gonna be dancing, dancing all night long. We dancing. the beat, it moves the feet. I said we're gonna be dancing, dancing, all night long we dancing. Hey, hey, hey. We're gonna be dancing, dancing, all night long we dancing.
Dancing all night long, that's Leonard Spiku with the music of Leston Paul here on the Caribbean Connection radio show. Take a pause and be right back with you.
Go for yeah. Boy, I have a curry tabanka today, boy. I don't care if it's curry chicken, curry goat, curry fish, or even curry egg. Once it's curry, I good to go. Well, it's a good thing I have the Jamaica way curry powder in my cupboard. Yeah, now, boy, the Jamaica way curry powder is real good curry. It's real authentic Caribbean style curry that is certified good quality. No fake ingredients. It comes in 3 sizes. A small boy, a big youth, and a bigger man. Boy, when you cook with the Jamaica way curry, you'll have them licking their fingers. It's easy to find because it's in all them supermarket and groceries. Listen to the Gopi. The Jamaica way curry powder is boss. That is the damn thing, yes, boy.
Jamaica way curry powder is distributed by Kingston Miami Trading Company. Log on to jcskitchen.com for great recipes or to order online.
Big news! Digicel International is here to connect you even more with loved ones by making it easier to send money back home. With the new Digicel International website and app, you can click to send money home to help with the everyday essentials and enjoy no transaction fees for your first 3 money cents when you use code 3FREE. Go beyond top-up and explore a new one-stop shop where all our services work better together. Visit digicelinternational.com or download the app today to click to more. And remember to use code 3FREE at checkout. Terms and conditions apply. With the new Digicel International website and app, you're a click closer to home. You can click to send top-up, transfer money, pay a bill, send digital cards, or call anywhere in the world with the lowest fee. Plus, it's a click to win. Use any of our services for the chance to win back the same amount you sent home. The more you send, the more you can win. Visit digicelinternational.com or download the app today to click to more. Terms and conditions apply.
Sweet Aunt Kathy's Restaurant and Bakery is a place to go to satisfy your craving for tasty, home-style, Trini Caribbean food. Stew dishes, curry dishes, callaloo, macaroni pie, oil dung, cow hill soup, fish, provisions, saltfish, bacon chop, you name it. Real dung home, long time no eat treat. treats, bakery items like homemade bread, coconut bake, cassava bone, corn rolls, and coconut drops. Drinks like Morby, sorrel, juices, peanut punch, and the soursop drink is to die for. Stop by and taste for yourself. Sweet and Kathy's Restaurant and Bakery, 20316 Northwest 2nd Avenue. That's 441 just north of Ives Dairy Road. Call 305-974-5876. Sweet and Kathy can really cook.
Don't forget to check out Sweet Aunt Kathy today. It's a Saturday, so you don't have to cook. Just go by Sweet Aunt Kathy and get all those nice Caribbean-style dishes, all right? It's WNMA, Caribbean Connection Radio Show. I know folks are very upset about the fact that we're not on the radio. I'm getting some frantic calls from people. For the past, this is our third week, actually, that we've not been live on the radio, and people are wondering what's going on. I'm getting frantic calls, and just got a call from Gloria. She was almost in tears, and she said, Mike, I've been trying to find you. I said, well, we're online. She said, me, I'm not with them fancy online things, but maybe I'll try to get my daughter to hook it up for me, Yeah, so a lot of people are upset. And they're used to the radio. This is what they use when they're doing their cleaning and cooking and going about the house. They have the radio blasting. And they say if it's on the computer, then sometimes, I have to keep myself put in front of the computer or something. There are other ways you can do. If you have a Bluetooth speaker, for example, you can probably have the Bluetooth speaker and walk around the house as long as it's not more than, 30 feet away. You could probably position the Bluetooth speaker somewhere where you can have the radio blasting, even from your phone. You pair the Bluetooth speaker with your phone, and then you can use that as you go around the house. There are different ways to make use of the Bluetooth speaker in the home. Other than that, let's stay here for a while. Online, 1210theman.com. Call your friends and tell them where we are. All right? It's a Caribbean Connection radio show with Mike Andrew. We're streaming on YouTube too. Just go to 1210 The Man live stream, and that's where we are. You can find us there on the Caribbean Connection radio show. All right, it's back to the music here. Pleasant good afternoon to you. One entitled Better Days on the Backyard Jam Rhythm. Patrice Roberts here.
Better days are coming, change your ways. Don't let this moment pass you by and remain the same. Better days are coming, change your ways. Don't let this moment pass you by and remain the same. Hey, what we gonna do now? There's no panorama. Hey, we got your papa play us in the savannah. Hey, just be patient, hold it straight. You got to pray like every day, and it's gonna be irate. Better days are coming, change your ways. Don't let this moment pass you by and remain the same. Better days are coming, change your ways. Don't let this moment pass you by and remain the same. Hey, let them know I don't have no time for no drama. Miss performing on stage, I'm singing this soca, yeah. That is life, I can't complain. When things nice, it's felt like rain. This feeling I can't explain. I promise you right now, better days are coming, change your ways. Don't let this moment pass you by and remain the same. Better days are coming, change your ways. Don't let this moment pass you by and remain the same. I always said, Patrice again. Hey, things will get better. Wouldn't last forever. No. Oh, things will get better. Hitting go last. But at the meantime, now better days are coming, change your ways. Don't let this moment pass you by and remain the same. Better days are coming, change your ways. Don't let this moment pass you by and remain the same. Hey, what we gonna do now? There's no panorama. Hey, we got your papa play us in the savannah. Just be patient. body strength. Enjoy life and don't complain. You got to pray like every day. Nothing's gonna be like rain.
Happy place of my life every living day. Happy place of my life every living day. Happy place of my life every living day. I'm at a happy place in my life, and it can't change. And I just come out here to do right. So whether day or night, I will never ever change. I'm at happiness everywhere I go. I'm at happiness, never ever change. I'm at happiness everywhere I go. I'm at happiness. So when you see me rocking with my friends, it's just a love, it's just a vibes on the ends. And when you see me rocking by myself, tell them it's no false pretense, so me tell them. And when you see the liquor in me head, me live my life like it's no problem. And anybody who fight with me, tell them me only a love for them. That's why I will never ever change. I'm at happiness everywhere I go. I'm at happiness, never ever change. I'm at happiness everywhere I go. I'm at happiness. Tell them I smile at them, give the vibes away, and I smile at them, give bad vibes away. Tell them I smile at them, give the vibes away, and I smile at them, give bad vibes away. That's why I will never ever change. I'm at happiness everywhere I go. I'm at happiness, never ever change. I'm at happiness everywhere I go. I'm at happiness. So take a bounce to the rhythm, jump to the rhythm, every vibes to the rhythm, wine to the rhythm, we go pump to the rhythm, drink to the rhythm, everything with the rhythm. Hey, so take a bounce to the rhythm, jump to the rhythm, every vibes to the rhythm, wine to the rhythm, we go pump to the rhythm, drink to the rhythm, everything to the rhythm. 'Cause I'm at a happy place in my life every living day. Happy place in my life every living day. All your place in my life. They say no carnival. I go bring my friends, and if you bring your friends, and we friends will all line together. Just decide who comes we lining in this place or vibe right here in the back. Yeah, jam. We go tiggy licky, tiggy licky, tiggy licky. It's your vibes and we put your lion right here in the back. Yeah, jam. Hey, go straight in the kitchen, grab a pot and then start beating your hair. Hey, that cat must have an announcer, someone who will give the order to give you house rules and safety tips. So when you wind down low, you wouldn't break your hip. We don't need no big promoter. The members go be responsible. So when you see the police, tell them come get something to eat right now in the back. Yeah, jam. We go tingy licky, tingy licky, tingy licky. It's your vibes and we beat your lion right here in the back. Yeah, jam. Hey, go straight in the kitchen, grab a pot and then start beating your head. When every yard must have a whiner, hard girl to show off she bumper. Who will go down, start wine and roll it like a little train. We don't need no big promoter. The members go be responsible. Hey, when you see the police, tell them we not rushing up the street, we here in the back. Yeah, jam. We go tingy licky, tingy licky, tingy licky. It's your vibes and we beat your lion right here in the back. Yeah, jam. Hey, go straight in the kitchen, grab a pot and then start beating your hair. Level. Alright, the back can making their own rhythm section. Alright, section 1, here one way to sing for me. Sing this.
The music just
Bing, bing, bing. Nice. Section 2, join in with this one. Hey. Nice. Section 3, the sweet. This are the sections. Here we singing. Nice. Oh, you're singing good. Hey, let me jump. I bring my friends, and if you bring your friends, and we friends will all line together. Just decide who comes we lining in this place or vibe right here in the back. Yeah, jam. We go tingy licky, tingy licky, tingy licky. It's your vibes and we beat your lion right here in the back. Yeah, jam. Hey, go straight in the kitchen, grab a pot and then start beating your hair. They say no carnival. Me I really like it, but we got to accept it. The
It's the Backyard Jam there. A little controversy regarding this rhythm here. Just found out. Seems like Impulse says that Famanapi and company stole this from him. He had a Backyard Jam rhythm for Soca Parang and was sharing the song with some others, and all of a sudden he's hearing this song with the Backyard Jam rhythm from Famanapi. So whereas he's not blaming Famanapi, he's blaming the so-called writers, folks who takes credit for writing this song. A little bit of controversy. You know, there's always controversy in music, right? They say when you write a song, you got to keep it close to your chest. Keep it close to your chest, because you give it to somebody to hear, and next thing you know, you're hearing the song somewhere else. That's always been a problem in the music industry, not just soca, in reggae and pop music, all kind of things, you know. So yeah, that's the story. 29 minutes after 12 o'clock, WNMA Caribbean Connection Radio Show. Mike Andrews here, streaming live on 1210theman.com and also on YouTube. What a week it has, you know. You glued it. You know, in the news cycle, with this current administration, it seems like every week is something new, isn't it? Every week is something, and you tell yourself, it couldn't be any worse. It couldn't be any worse than this. I've never seen something like this. This is so unpresidential. This is so this is so that, this is so that. And you figure that he would be, the president would do something, or some of the things he has done would definitely disqualify him from being president. But here it is, 4 days away from the inauguration of a new president on Wednesday the 20th, and he's still there. And it's the second time he's been impeached, and yet the Senate is balking at, you know, having the vote. And yet there are some Republican senators who are defending him. Finally, some senators are saying, and congressmen and women are saying, we've had enough. He has done enough to be impeached, and he should go. But yet, so many people are defending his actions. And in the last election, so many people voted for him in spite. I don't know. I don't want to talk about it. Sometimes I scratch my head in wonderment. And the world is looking at America, who always push this idea of democracy and the rule of law and all those kind of things, and saying, what's happening here, you know? This is not the America we know. Many people who have left countries that have been subjected to dictatorship and all those other kind of harassing things are scratching their heads and saying, but they're worse now than it was in my country. And I left here to come for freedom and, you know, and rule of law and democracy and all those kind of things. And look at what's happening. Look at what's happening. Boy, I tell you. I don't know. President-elect Biden, when he becomes president, have a lot in his hands. He has a lot of things to correct and try to bridge the gap, and we on a steamroller. We're on a steamroller of things that we just don't know how it will turn out. You know? People are angry, very angry. You look at those people storming the Capitol, and they're angry. They're spewing vitriol. You know? And they ball, you know, to counter Black Lives Matter, they saw Blue Lives Matter, yet they were attacking those same blue lives. And half of those blue lives are in support of them. I don't know. I can't explain it. But anyway, do you know that today is just about 1 month until Carnival? You're saying, what Carnival? Yeah. February 15th and 16th. Carnival Monday and Tuesday. And still the Carnival bodies are wondering what kind of events they will have. I see people are advertising for various fetes and events, saying it's virtual, but yet people are gathering. You know, Police Commissioner Gary Gifford is saying they'll be watching some of those things carefully in light of the COVID restrictions. There was a concert in Queen's Hall last weekend, and they were questioning whether protocols were followed regarding the COVID-19. You know, but it's Carnival, a month away. Some of us would have been ready, some of us would have been gone already for Carnival, you know. Some people who are lucky go down, in fact, they go to Christmas and they stay right through the Carnival. This year, the borders are still locked down. So Carnival a month away. What are you doing? I canceled my Carnival trip since last year. I decided I wasn't going. You know, what kind of virtual events would you like to see? The Steel Band Association say going to have at least 4 different virtual events. I'm not a fan of the virtual events thing. You know, I am not. I'm not. You got to sit in front of your computer and watch it. Yeah, it's all right, but nothing beats a live performance, right? But anyway, a month away. Carnival is a month away. Yeah, all the Carnival babies are having tobacco, withdrawal symptoms, and all them kind of things. And we see that in COVID, we reached that milestone, 2 million people dead worldwide because of COVID. 2 million people, as of this morning, 2,020,442 worldwide. That milestone of 2 million we have crossed, and they say the worst is yet to come. The worst is yet to come. Ah, boy.
I wake up and turn on my radio this morning, and all I hear is sweet soca music playing. I sit in front of my TV and they watching. I see big bad ecstatic on a big truck passing. Then me see flag in the air and rock in the air.
Bringing a little Carnival memories to you. Increasing your tobacco level.
One time I realize it's carnival, festival, it's carnival, the world biggest festival, it's carnival, festival, it's carnival, the world biggest festival, bring me back right. From Nashville straight to the carnival, sweetness. Them the girls to know. I bathe and put on my clothes and jump in a maxi. And fly your port and spin, it's time to get crazy. I buy 2 dozens by my brethren cleavage. And fly up Frederick Street to meet up my posse. Then somebody hold me and blindfold me. And me wondering who could it be. So I take a little look back. Yes, I take a little watch back. It's Babuji from Los Angeles. It's Carnival Festival. It's Carnival, the world biggest festival. It's Carnival, festival. It's Carnival, the world biggest festival. The girl them looking good, the music sounding good. Hey, I'm feeling good. Just the way I should. The girl them looking good, the music sounding good. Hey, I'm feeling good. Just the way I. It's Carnival, festival. It's Carnival, festival. It's Bacchanal Festival. It's Bacchanal, the world witness festival. Let me see your left hand, your left hand. Let me see your right hand, your right hand. Let me see your left hand, right hand, left hand, right hand, left hand, right hand, left hand, right hand, left hand, right hand. Somebody say whoa, somebody say yeah. Let me breathe. Yes. All right, again. I wake up and turn on my radio this morning, and all I hear is sweet band music playing. I sit in front of TV and they watching. I see man with around in a compound down there passing. Let me see flag in the air and rag in the air. People jumping, chewing up their beer. Let me see dance pass, rain cats, renegade and all stars. One time, it's carnival, festival, it's carnival, the world biggest festival, it's carnival, festival, it's carnival, the world biggest festival. Somebody say whoa, somebody say yeah, somebody say whoa, somebody say yeah.
You tell your friends, I tell mine. It's that time again.
Carnival and TNT is so special. Seasons come and seasons go, but Carnival will last. What we doing? Everybody take a jump, take a jump, take a jump up now. Start to wave, start to wave, start to wave up now. Start to wine, start to wine, start to wine up now because it's Carnival. Everybody take a jump, take a jump, take a jump up now. Start to wave, start to wave, start to wave up now. Start to wine, start to wine, start to wine up now because it's Carnival.
Just bringing a little carnival feeling since carnival is 1 month away, and this year no carnival, virtual carnival only. Hopefully by the time Miami Carnival comes around, all this thing will be cleared up and we'll have our Miami Carnival in October. We got a few months to put everything in order. How you doing this afternoon? Thanks for tuning in. Belated birthday greetings to Mrs. Iris Christian. She said, I'm watching you on YouTube. You know, yeah, I'm watching you. Happy birthday, Iris. Yeah. Hope you had a great and wonderful time with your children and your grandchildren and great-grand and great-great-great-grand and great-great-great. No, I'm just meaning that they're all great. yeah, right. Thanks for tuning in to the Caribbean Connection radio show.
This carnival is even shorter than the others. So I'm gonna prepare to reminisce before it's even over. Let each jump revive that spirit inside of you. Think of the faces you'll see, strangers you'll jump with, the new friends you'll make along the way. Let each wave, each flag represent that spirit inside of you. Remember, a people without a culture is a people without a soul. Roll with the rhythm, roll with the drum, roll with the rhythm, roll with the drum, roll with the rhythm, roll with the drum. Follow it, roll with the rhythm, roll with the drum, roll with the rhythm, roll with the drum, roll with the rhythm, roll with the drum. Follow it. This one, not to jump up, is a slow song. Hold your lover while you chip down with the morning sun, singing and carrying on. Hold on to sweet memories formed with old songs. Let new memories form with this one. The most greatest show Carnival can be done. So stay, don't go away for another day. I'm begging you, Carnival, please stay. Don't go away for another day. I'm begging you. Roll with the rhythm, roll with the drum, roll with the rhythm, roll with the drum, roll with the rhythm, roll with the drum. Follow it. Roll with the rhythm, roll with the drum, roll with the rhythm, roll with the drum, roll with the rhythm, roll with the drum. Follow it. Mass, look an old time sailor just pass. Fragments of costumes in the grass, evidence of how we jump and play with mass. Sidewalk, scarred with tribal colors, we sport. Hug your partner, share some old talk. Join him in a band, you know you don't belong. So stay, don't go away for another day. I'm begging you, Carnival, please stay. Don't go away for another day. I'm begging you. Roll with the rhythm, roll with the drum, roll with the rhythm, roll with the drum, roll with the rhythm, roll with the drum. Follow it. Roll with the rhythm, roll with the drum, roll with the rhythm, roll with the drum, roll with the rhythm, roll with the drum. Follow it. Roll with the rhythm, roll with the drum, roll with the rhythm, for another day. Roll with the rhythm, I'm begging you, Carnival, please. Roll with the rhythm, roll with the drum, roll with the rhythm, for another day. Roll with the rhythm, I'm begging you. Let's go. Vendors on the corner with their flavors, so you pass through with your
your neighbors. Have to eat this fast, the rival man could pass. Later, take a rest by the savannah. Bacon, shark, coconut water. The end come too fast, garbage men start to pass. So stay, don't go away. For another
Coming out of the Isle of Tobago, Sherwin Winchester, Carnival, please stay. Not even here as yet. People having withdrawal symptoms. What are we going to do for Carnival? It's a month away because of COVID restrictions and the border still being locked down in Trinidad and Tobago. Which, if you ask me, I find it's time that the government open the border. Most of the other Caribbean islands have opened their borders to travel. They have protocols you must follow. You might have a negative test 3 days or up to 5 days before traveling. You have to have tested on arrival. I think the country is suffering more so because of the closed border. Remember, since March, and they're saying that they have no intention of opening the border anytime soon. I disagree with that. I think that you can balance things. The countries that have opened the borders have not seen a crazy spike. You have a little spike here and there. There was a spike in Barbados, but most of the spikes are not from people coming in from outside. 1 or 2 people coming and they're confirmed and then they're put away in quarantine. But most of the spikes in some of the islands are because of local spreading. All right? Barbados had one the other day. It's because of some kind of a bus outing between prison officers and police officers, some kind of bus thing. You see, so they're partying. In Jamaica, most of the spikes have come from local spreading. People getting kind of relaxed with the COVID restrictions, and they're not wearing masks, and that's one of my story coming up at news at 1 o'clock. Belize, because of the election campaigning, Jamaica had the election campaigning, even Trinidad during the election campaigning is when they saw the spikes. Grenada had a little spike with some guests at Sandals, but that was quickly brought under control. So the open borders are not bringing spikes from people coming in contaminated or confirmed with the disease. So the Trinidad and Tobago government, I find, should follow some of the Caribbean islands. Have your protocol. I went to St. Thomas a couple of times. Went on the portal. I did the test. Got my negative result. Send it in online to the portal. They responded and say, okay, you're free to travel. When we arrived in St. Thomas, they tested. There were people there with a thermometer, and they tested your temperature. They give them the paperwork, and you were good to go. And nothing happened. They in St. Thomas have brought their spike under control. So too has Barbados. And a few weeks ago, I read a report in Jamaica of the added revenue brought in since they opened the borders for tourism. So it's time. It's time that Dr. Rowley and company stop being so stubborn and open up the borders. Have the protocol in place. I'm not saying go wild and, but have the protocol. Have the protocol. That if you follow it, I think, and even if you have 1 or 2 confirmed on arrival, when you balance that with what the benefit it brings to the country, people are still overseas. They're spending money. They can't visit their families. Families are ailing and dying, and they can't visit their families. They have businesses to attend to, So foreign revenue is seriously lacking because of that in Trinidad and Tobago right now, foreign exchange. So I think it's time. I'm going to write him a letter. Dr. Rowley, open up the border. Open up the border, all right? Last week, while on the air, I got a phone call from my friend Gregory up in New York informing me that our friend David Mitchell had passed away about an hour earlier. Obviously, you heard me and you saw me and how emotional I got. And like I told you, David, we went to New York University together. We were on the track team together. We became close while there. David, his daughter was born first, and I was the godfather for his daughter, Talisha. And then my son, Mikey Jr., was born, and he became the godfather for my first son, Michael Jr., Mikey. And we've stayed close throughout all the years after that. You're talking about, what, 40 years or so, 40 something years. And I know he was in the hospital with a diabetic issue. And when I spoke to him just before Christmas, he was doing all right. I didn't know at the time when I found out last week that he died from COVID, but COVID was the perpetrator here. Because with the treatment for the diabetic issue, they sent him to a rehab center to do some rehab and whatnot. And that's where he got the COVID. He got the COVID at the rehab center. So then they sent him back to the hospital, and that's where he passed away last week, Saturday morning. I spoke to his wife, Joanne, and she was telling me the details about it and whatnot. And she said that this is the tough part, that tough to handle, is that while she called and couldn't get him, so she called the hospital at the bed phone, and while talking to them, she actually heard the commotion with them trying to revive him just before he passed away. So she heard the whole commotion with them trying to revive him and save his life, and unfortunately it didn't happen. So David Mitchell passed away, and funeral service will be next week Wednesday. And because of COVID, of course, I cannot go. We had promised when we spoke before Christmas that when this COVID thing was over, we would visit. I would fly up to New York, we'd spend some time. We hadn't spent some time together, but just goes to show this whole COVID thing, how it has affected people. Because even if COVID is not the reason someone is in the hospitals, you can't even visit them. People are dying alone, and families are outside distraught that they can't visit their loved one in the last days, in the dying days. It's a tough thing. It's a tough thing, and we don't have all the answers for COVID. We don't know. They say it's going to get worse before it gets better. The vaccine is here, but they can't vaccine enough people, Thankfully, 95% of the people recover. So that's a good, but at the same time, as I said before, 2 million people worldwide have died because of COVID since it started. In the USA, 401,000, almost 402,000 people have died because of COVID, which is more than, as they say, 10 flu seasons put together. So it's serious, and it's devastating to a lot of people. So I just wanted to follow up on last week. I know you heard me emotional about my friend David Mitchell, and it was COVID that ultimately, he passed away from underlying health issues. He had diabetes. So. Coming out of Trinidad, this is Jaron Nurse. Tune entitled Jesus Will Provide.
Jesus will provide. In the presence of my enemy, Jesus will provide. Recession in the country, Jesus will provide. So when me don't have nothing, me no worry. Jesus will always provide for me. Jesus will provide. Jesus will provide. And when me go but them empty, Jesus will provide. Come on. Jesus will provide. I said Jesus will provide. And we cover them empty. Jesus will provide. Better than kiss and quail. We keep on putting bread on the table. Lindos and Freddy, them are ready. Jesus Christ always got me. Yeah. And he's my chief baker. So my bread basket always run over. So blessings overflow, overflow, overflow. Jesus will provide. Jesus will provide. And when we go
Jesus will provide. Come on, Jesus will provide. I said Jesus will provide. Yes, he will. Yes, he will. When we covered and empty, Jesus will provide. Jesus will provide. Jesus will provide. When we covered and empty, Jesus will provide. Come on, Jesus will provide. I said Jesus will provide. When we covered and empty, Jesus will provide. Jesus will provide. Yes, he will. Yes, he will. More than enough. More than enough, boy. More than enough for me.
Coming up to the top of the hour when we have our news coming up in just a few. In the background, the sound of Mr. Robert Greenidge and Michael Utley. A tune entitled Come Dance With Me. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for finding me online, 1210theman.com, and also on YouTube. We're not on the AM dial as of now. This is our third week. Apologize to the people who are going crazy. Hopefully we'll get back to normal in just a few. Don't forget, if you go on YouTube, you can hit the like button and then make a comment. I see one here, Brooklyn in the yard. Thank you, Brooklyn. Online, Miss Jean Street say, hang in there. Thank you, Jean. Thank you for tuning in on the YouTube channel here. Beautiful piece of Kaiso Pan jazz there from Robert Greenidge. Goes regularly with the Pirate Head Man. Robert Greenidge there and Michael Utley, come dance with me.
Springs, Miami, and Fort Lauderdale. This is 1210 The Man and 1210theman.com.
For the best variety and the right mix of Caribbean music, news, and information, tune into the Caribbean Connection radio show with Mike Andrews every Saturday from 12 noon to 3 p.m. The most versatile show on the radio.
One minute after 1 o'clock today, Saturday, January 16th, the year 2021. This is the Caribbean Connection radio show, our news and information segment. We start, of course, with the current major topic that's facing the world, affecting the world, is the COVID-19 situation. Total cases confirmed since this thing started in China. Imagine just January last year, we were now hearing things about Wuhan. I mean, people never knew about Wuhan before. And it's Wuhan and this and that and what is confirmed and what started it. It came from bats, it came from monkeys, it came from this, it came from that. We hadn't started having cases here in the U.S. as yet, at least nothing major. And all of us were watching this and saying, me. Now here we are 1 year later, right? Worldwide, total confirmed cases jumped this week. 94,435,428 as of this morning, and the total deaths crossing the 2 million mark, 2,020,442 total deaths. The USA alone has over a quarter of the world confirmed cases, 24,105,260, and they have about 20% of the world deaths, 401,903 in the world. 7.2% of the USA's population has been infected by this coronavirus. Hey, over 9 million are still active here in the United States. Florida, we have 734,861 confirmed cases with just under 24,000 deaths in the state of Florida. In the Caribbean, Puerto Rico leads the Caribbean with active cases, 72. These are active cases, not the total confirmed cases since then. I started giving you the current active cases to give you an idea what the countries are facing. So Puerto Rico, very critical down there. 72,492 active cases in Puerto Rico. In Panama, which has seen a spike, Panama has 54,608 active cases in Panama, with 233 serious or critical. Dominican Republic has 45,606 active cases with 317 serious or critical. Serious or critical, these are people who are in serious condition in the hospital, and some of them hooked up to ventilators and whatnot. Cuba has 3,992 active cases. Haiti has 1,494 active cases. There's a question as to the the accuracy of the numbers in Haiti. They have 1,494 active cases. Jamaica saw a little rise this week, 2,039 active cases, with 8 considered serious or critical. They've had 323 deaths from the COVID-19 since it started. Belize has 498 active cases, 3 confirmed serious or critical, with 281 deaths. Bahamas, 1,332 active cases with 8 serious. Trinidad and Tobago saw a little rise, just a couple numbers, 300 active cases with only 2 considered serious or critical. They have 130 deaths. They had 3 deaths this week from the COVID-19. Guyana has 562 active cases with 4 serious or critical. St. Martin on both sides, they have 332 active cases. U.S. Virgin Islands, 131 active cases. St. Lucia saw a little spike this week. They have 241 active cases with 1 serious. Barbados, another little spike this week, 536 active cases with 1 serious. Antigua has 25. St. Vincent saw some spike this week. They now have 339 active cases. Last week, St. Vincent had 49 active cases. So they had a major spike this week, 339 active cases, with 2 considered serious. Dominica has 8, Grenada has 9, St. Kitts has 2. That's the Caribbean here as far as their COVID-19 numbers. Some countries doing very well, some countries seeing a spike, and that's what they're facing. CARICOM, Caribbean Community, has slammed the outgoing Donald Trump administration for designating Cuba as a state sponsor of terrorism. This past Monday, U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo announced the designation of Cuba as a state sponsor of terrorism in a statement issued by the U.S. State Department. The statement read, "For decades, the Cuban government has fed, housed, and provided medical care for murderers, bomb makers, and hijackers, while many Cubans go hungry, homeless, and without basic medicine." In addition to supporting international terrorism, Pompeo said, the Cuban regime engages in a range of malign behavior across the region. And as example, Mr. Pompeo noted, the Cuban intelligence and security apparatus has infiltrated Venezuela's security and military forces, assisting Nicolas Maduro to maintain his stranglehold over his people while allowing terrorism organizations to cooperate. In reply, in a statement on Wednesday, CARICOM said, Cuba's international conduct does not in any way warrant that designation. This further attack on the country adversely affects its international standing and its social, human, and economic development, and is another misguided action in addition to the unproductive, unnecessary, and illegal financial and economic embargo already imposed on this Caribbean nation by the United States. The embargo on Cuba was first imposed in February of 1962 by then U.S. President John Kennedy. CARICOM called for the immediate review and reversal of these unjustified actions taken in regard to Cuba and looked forward to the United States moving towards normalizing relations with Cuba. As a side note here, it is anticipated that incoming President Joe Biden will change some of the policies implemented by the Trump administration, and some that were reversed from the Obama administration in normalizing relationships with Cuba. Let's see what happens. In Trinidad and Tobago, a sharp rise in police-related shootings last year has been recorded by the Police Complaints Authority, the PCA. However, while PCA Director David West said it is yet to analyze how many of these shootings occurred because police officers were targets, it is certainly time to look again at the policy of officers being allowed to take home their firearms. His comments follow a shooting at Lady Chancellor Hill on Wednesday night, in which an off-duty officer shot and killed 2 men and injured another in what was believed to have been an attempted robbery by the men. West said that there were 83 police-involved shootings, both fatal and non-fatal, for 2020, which involved 109 victims. Out of these 83 shootings, 55 people were killed by the police in Trinidad and Tobago last year. 55. This represents a significant increase when compared to the fatal and non-fatal police-involved shootings of 2015, in which only 12 people died out of 29 incidents. Mr. West said that several factors could be responsible for the increase. He noted also that police officers have abused the privilege of carrying personal firearms. He said, for example, we have had incidents of officers losing their firearms or threatening spouses or partners in domestic violence matters or discharging firearms in nightclubs. Contacted for comment on the issue, Police Commissioner Gary Griffith said that because of the work that some officers do and the specialized units they're working, their lives are always at risk. They often become targets of the criminal elements. In some cases, we have had to move police officers out of the environment in which they live because of the gang culture and place them in a more secure place. Being a police officer is a dangerous job, and criminals will also target them because of the successes they have achieved, Mr. Griffith said. He said while 55 persons were killed by the police last year, there were 130 instances of police officers being shot at. And I'm surprised the number is more, because when I look at videos of the behavior of the public in obstructing policemen going about their duties, I marvel that more of these things don't happen. You know? Yeah. In Jamaica, describing the increase in COVID-19 cases in St. Mary as cause for concern, Medical Officer of Health for the parish, Dr. Tamara Henry, said that residents are seemingly ignoring the basic protocols, including wearing of masks and hand washing. I told you that there's no. And this goes for all the Caribbean. A lot of Caribbean governments are lamenting on the residents, citizens getting comfortable and ignoring some of the basic protocols for the COVID-19. Ms. Henry made a disclosure during the monthly sitting of the St. Mary Municipal Corporation on Thursday, where she highlighted that only about 1 out of 10 persons spotted on the streets of Port Maria was observed wearing a face mask. We are concerned that persons are not wearing masks. She said we have 46 active cases across the parish. The majority of cases in the parish are said to be between 25 and 44 years old. Henry charged that indiscipline among residents who refused to observe the protocols was contributing to increased pressure on the health system. She says bus operators and taxi drivers are still packing people into vehicles, so there is no semblance of the reality that we are living in. She castigated some bar operators for dispensing with the COVID-19 protocols, pointing out that at many of the drinking spots, there were no hand sanitizers and no one seen wearing masks, even during large gatherings. Persons are operating business as usual, she said. No mask, they have no hand washing in place, there is no sanitization. So these are the challenges that we face, and that goes for many of the Caribbean islands. So it's not people coming in, it's local, the indiscipline. And my final story here today, after an absence of almost a decade, Royal Caribbean Cruises has put Trinidad and Tobago back on its itinerary. In a new itinerary announced for the 2021-2022 cruise season, Royal Caribbean's Grandeur of the Seas will be departing from Barbados. Barbados is now the departure port on a Southern Caribbean 7-day cruise package. One cruise itinerary sees the ship departing from Barbados, then on to Scarborough, Tobago, followed by Port of Spain, Trinidad, then on to Grenada, to St. Vincent, to Dominica, St. Lucia, and then arriving back in Barbados. Other variants of the cruise includes Aruba and Curacao, or Martinique and Guadeloupe. So you leave from Barbados, you fly to Barbados, and you leave from Barbados, and you go to Tobago and Trinidad and whatnot. So a lot of Trinis like to cruise. They may fly to Barbados and then go back to Tobago and Trinidad as part of the itinerary, right? The world's second largest cruise firm's decision to go to Trinidad and Tobago ports came about between discussions between the Minister of Tourism, Culture and the Arts, Senator Randall Mitchell, Charles Cavallo, shipping agent and principals of Royal Caribbean, which was held at the Florida Caribbean Cruise Association's conference and trade show in November of 2018. Mr. Mitchell said, we are excited our destination once again on the itinerary of Royal Caribbean International. These itineraries are planned years in advance. Both our islands are beautiful, warm and welcoming with a few undiscovered gems along the way. Now passengers using Royal Caribbean International will experience them once again, and we will be prepared to heavily incorporate our distinct and rich culture in our offerings to distinguish our destination from our Caribbean neighbors, Mr. Mitchell said. So, you want to head to Trinidad on the cruise? Fly to Barbados. You go to Tobago, then Trinidad, then Grenada. You go to St. Vincent, St. Lucia, arriving back in Barbados. Or you can go from Barbados and you go to Martinique, Guadeloupe. It also includes Aruba and Curacao, different variants of that cruise. 7-day cruise. And that's news coming from across the region right here on WNMA 1210 The Man. I am Mike Andrews. Thank you for listening.
Kingston Miami Trading Company is the largest West Indian-owned food distributor in the Southeast USA market. We pride ourselves in being creative and innovative in formulating quality Caribbean and ethnic food. Our products include Jamaica country-style brands, sodas, coconut juice and coconut drinks, seasonings and spices, sauces, mango juice, fruits and vegetables. We've also got Trinidad Best and Trinidad country-style products, pepper sauce, green seasoning, Morby, sorrel. We also have Sac Passe Creole style, Mrs. Chris products, Guyana Way, Crapover brand, Chef Bull Chong sauces, Caribbean exotic gourmet, and lots more. Our products are always rated high in quality, low in price, and larger in quantity, and available at leading groceries. We are Kingston Miami Trading Company. Log on to kingstonmiami.com or call 1-800-986-0986.
Big news! Digicel International is here to connect you even more with loved ones by making it easier to send money back home. With the new Digicel International website and app, you can click to send money home to help with the everyday essentials and enjoy no transaction fees for your first 3 money cents when you use code 3FREE. Go beyond top-up and explore a new one-stop shop where all our services work better together. Visit digicelinternational.com or download the app today to click to more. And remember to use code 3FREE at checkout. Terms and conditions apply. With the new Digicel International website and app, you're a click closer to home. You can click to send top-up, transfer money, pay a bill, send digital cards, or call anywhere in the world with the lowest fee. Plus, it's a click to win. Use any of our services for the chance to win back the same amount you sent home. The more you send, the more you can win. Visit digicelinternational.com or download the app today to click to more. Terms and conditions apply.
Sweet Aunt Kathy's Restaurant and Bakery is a place to go to satisfy your craving for tasty, home-style, tree Caribbean food. Stew dishes, curry dishes, callaloo, macaroni pie, oil dung, cow heel soup, fish, provisions, saltfish, bacon chop, you name it. Real dung-home, long-time no-eat treats. Bakery items like homemade bread, coconut bake, cassava pone, corn rolls, and coconut drops. Drinks like Morby, sorrel, juices, peanut punch, and the soursop drink is to die for. Stop by and taste for yourself. Sweet Aunt Kathy's Restaurant and Bakery, 20316 Northwest 2nd Avenue. That's 441 just north of Ives Dairy Road. Call 305-974-5876. Sweet Aunt Kathy can really cook.
You know, Monday is a public holiday celebrating the birthday of the late Martin Luther King. He would have been 90. I gotta research that. If you have the answer, call me. I gotta research that. It would have been 90 plus, on his birthday. Monday, the Monday is celebrated as his birthday, although his birthday is actually, when is his birthday? The 15th? Yeah, somewhere around there. So Monday is the celebration of his birthday. So, just want to remember that and play this song here by the Maggot Sparrow.
Sweet Aunt Kathy's Restaurant and Bakery.
That one? Yeah, wrong thing.
Our champion is dead and gone. There is nobody else to lead us on. Martin Luther King is dead and gone. Now who do we have to lead us on? As a civil rights leader, he stood for his right and was assassinated one holy April night. Well, now that his precious blood was shed, plenty gon' live and plenty gon' dead. It's gonna be a long summer. Discrimination has gone too far. Luther King is dead, and now this we cannot avoid. Segregation must be destroyed. An apostle of peace was he. He gave his life for racial equality. During his struggles to try and equalize, he was awarded that coveted Nobel Prize. Brutally beaten and jailed many, many, many times. Peaceful demonstrations were his only crime. Yet still he walked, I said he walked in the footsteps of Jesus. And just like Christ, he died for us. It's gonna be a long summer. Discrimination has gone too far. Luther King is dead, and now this we cannot avoid. Segregation must be destroyed. An honorable, peaceful, and noble man. He was the greatest civil rights leader in the
assassinated at the age of 39. He was murdered while he was still in his prime. But he had a dream for America in his prime, where the blacks and the whites will walk together hand in hand. Amen. And live in unity as one. Though he is dead, I say that dream lives on. It's gonna be a long summer. Discrimination has gone too far. Luther King is dead and now this we cannot avoid. Segregation must be destroyed. No longer will we bow to any man. No longer will we live in subjection. Oh, we have suffered too much in the past. No more will we accept second class. Equality, I know one day we got to get. Oh yes, it is as inevitable as death. So let us unite peacefully. We got to be strong. Leave all the violence to Stokely Carmichael or H. Rap Brown. It's gonna be a long summer. Discrimination has gone too far. Luther King is dead, and now this we cannot avoid. Segregation must be destroyed.
He was born January 15th, 1929. So yesterday would have been his birthday. Martin Luther King, the late Martin Luther King. He was assassinated. Oh, right, that's a Maggie Sparrow there for you. He was assassinated on April 4th, 1968. Some of his famous quotes is, "Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere." How pertinent today, right? Injustice anywhere is a threat to injustice anywhere. And somebody put he was 92 yesterday. So you see, they got me on YouTube. They're commenting there. Thank you, Trin Begonian, 92 yesterday. Another one of his famous quotes, "Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. The time is always right to do what is right." Martin Luther King. Here's a classic here from
Never live by a gun,
Stalin.
but you died by one. This man, Martin Luther King, senior son, a gentleman of great capability, who never knew the meaning of the word enemy. But this man that devoted his life to fight, that all American Negroes must get civil rights. I think his works must be continued, although he's dead. So Negroes, don't forget the great things that Martin said. Like, leave your guns at home, don't walk with weapons. Violence cannot solve the situation. We want the whites to know, believe wholeheartedly. We want them as our friends and not as enemies. For as enemy would bring riot in this land, and that would not be good for no American. Call him a genius, a messiah, or different things. But I say Martin was a king of all kings. From Texas down to Florida, New York City, yes, and even Georgia, the entire Negro population. Yes, they had Martin Luther King as their champion, a man that stood tall and had no fear, and gave more than 350 speeches a year. But tell me, how can we forget this blessed day? In the Civil Rights March, listen what he said. He said, I have a dream, I have a vision, and this is what Martin made them to understand. In his vision, this is what he see. One day black and white would be living so happy. Little black children and little white children, one day walking the streets of America as friends. From the black hills of Dakota to Mississippi, hand in racial equality. A man that all the world considered as wise, a man that was awarded a Nobel Peace Prize. Violence was never his way to fight, but made several prison talk for civil rights. babies and hot in the best hotel. To part in the Olympic, don't care if we die, only to keep the stars and stripes flying high. Uphold democracy in and out of this land, from Germany to the foxhole of Vietnam. All this we did for America, so faithful and true. Now tell me why we can't eat in the same place like you. But now Martin Luther is dead and gone. But I say that his good works must go on. For his business is now left up entirely in the hands of his wife and Reverend Abernathy. Now these two must now fight wholeheartedly just to make Martin's dreams a reality. If not the whole, but a part at least, show the world that black and white could live in peace. So good luck, Mr. King. My blessing to you. Trinidadians say success in anything you do. Though it may take some time, but one should keep asking that they should judge a man by his heart and not his skin. Remember, Martin also said that time is nothing, but only how man use time. Could time then be something? So don't forget the song of your dear husband that says, we shall overcome, we shall overcome.
Name of the tune is Martin, King of Kings by the Black Stallion, Dr. Leroy Caliste. Oh man, what a tune. You know, the more you dig into history, that's why history, in particular history, has to be taught in schools. Because there's so many things about Dr. Martin Luther King that I never knew growing up, or even as a young adult. It's only over the years you look into his readings, you look into some of the things he spoke about, you look into the history, that you get to understand the caliber of the man, the things he stood for, the obstacles that were in his way, the battles he fought, you know, the harassment of the FBI and, you know, J. Edgar Hoover and all those things. And yet, he stayed and pushed the idea of nonviolent demonstration. And balanced that with what we saw this past week here by a group of people who were led to believe that their election was stolen without evidence, but just they got fed that over and over and over. And how they decided to take care of that, huh? But I tell you, history must be taught properly. And even in the Caribbean, we grew up learning history in a particular way. Dr. Eric Williams sought to give a different spin on history. His book, Capitalism and Slavery, put a different spin to the whole slavery movement. You know, and we used to learn the slaves like slavery. We used to call them the slaves, as if they were not us, as if they were not our ancestors. We look at them as other people, you know, and just the whole idea of how slavery was taught, you know, and the brutality of slavery is forgotten by a lot of people, you know, and even black youths now know nothing about slavery, know nothing about what their ancestors went through, you know, as in slavery, the brutality of it, you know, and what the word nigger means, and how it was used as a weapon, and they use that as a term of endearment now, my nigger, you know, and everybody is using the word back, left, and forth as, and it hurts me when I hear people use that name so nonchalantly. Yeah, you got to learn the history. History has to be taught in the schools in such a way that people get to understand. People get to understand. Yeah. It is 1:30, Caribbean Connection Radio Show. If you want to reach me in the studio, the number is 786-359-4756. People have been calling my phones. I can't answer while I'm on the air. Send me a text at 305-527-7664. Anything you want to comment on. You could go to YouTube. You could drop a little line there in the YouTube feed there. Put a, like the comment and then drop a little line in there. I can see you. Somebody wanted me to comment on the UK COVID situation. What can I say? They're in deep trouble. You know, the new strain there, Yeah, somebody said, damn slaves, the natives. Yeah, that's true. We used to say the natives. The natives, you know. History, boy. Your perception of things, you know, the way you're taught things is the perception and your whole outlook on life. And that's why you got to educate yourself. Sometimes if they don't teach you in schools, as parents, you got to make sure your children learn. You got to steer them to the particular books. When I came here, my early years in the United States, I read the autobiography of Malcolm X. I used to look at Malcolm X as a criminal because of the narrative that was put that way. I looked at him as a bad person. Not until I read the biography of Malcolm X did I understand and begin to believe some of the things that he spoke about. I read the greatest, Muhammad Ali's autobiography, The Greatest, and I never knew what he went through. I read the book called The Soledad Brothers. Those are some of the books that shaped my thinking as to what is real here in the United States regarding, you know, the treatment of African Americans or blacks and different things. So you got to read sometimes. All right. Let's have some music to make you dance and prance a little bit, all right?
It brings a smile to the lips, and movement to the hips.
Soca got the whole place break down. Man, I tell ya, something in the music, something in the music, something in the music, sounding oh so sweet. Something in the music, something in the music, something in the raga soca beat. Something in the music, sounding sweet, sweet, creating heat. It's just like a special treat. The drum and the bass, they up front and kicking. The bass back down. The guitar playing a steady rhythm. The bass back down. Then the percussion inside the middle. Not too much, you just need a little. A hook line, a simple refrain, and then the whole place it march down again. Man, I tell ya, something in the music. Something in the music. Something in the music, sounding oh so sweet. Something in the music. Something in the music, something in the raga soca beat. Something in the music, sounding sweet, sweet, creating heat. It's just like a special treat. Something in the music, sounding sweet, sweet, something in the raga soca beat. Once you get the groove and the tempo right, the dance hall it will rock all night. Don't tell the balance, stay in the center. Always keeping a perfect mixture. Play around with the drum and bass, that too will help to big up the taste. And I tell ya, something in the music, something in the music, something in the music.
Raise the hands up high while we move as one. Say nothing could keep us apart. We move with one heart. Know where we come from. Jump to the left. Hold a stranger tight. We celebrate brotherly love in the land of our birth. We're not going home tonight, though. We go fete until morning. We go jam until evening. We go all through the night. So we're a time, cause we have a right to party on Monday. Take a wind up on Tuesday. We own the tongue. We're not going home tonight, though. Not going home. We not. Sing with me, my brother. Not going home, not going home. Come on, let me celebrate. Not going home tonight. Let me hear you, sister. Not going home, not going home. This is our celebration. Not going home tonight. Raise the hands up high, and now I'm down low. Then I hear the rhythm of a drum beating, gang, 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 like a Congo. One step to the left, hold a stranger tight. We celebrate brotherly love in the land of our birth. We're not going home tonight, no. We go fete until morning. We go jam until evening. We go all through the night. So we're a time, cause we have a right to party on Monday. Take a wind down on Tuesday. We own the tongue. We're not going home tonight, no. Fete until morning. Jam until evening. So we're a time, we have a right. We have a right to party on Monday.
It's the season to get away. You could jump up and down, roll on the ground. Just be careful what you do, cause that you are looking at you.
Protect your bumper. Girl, I like the way of your body looking. The texts are blowing my mind. You're looking good cause it's master playing. And Carnival is exposure time. When you put on the G-string and you're dancing on the moon, remember to hold back something for the bedroom, girl. You could jump in a van, you could wine on a man, you could party in style. It's the season to get away. You could jump up and down, you could roll on the ground. Just be careful what you do, cause that children looking at you. You could show up your ass, oh yeah, wave up your flag, oh yeah, wine and bend over, oh yeah, but protect your bumper. You could cock up your legs, oh yeah, but secure your pegs, oh yeah, show your curves, but overexposed woman. Everybody know you a social woman, and you only come out to play. So don't make it look like you're shopping for a man. You could pay yourself in a decent way. You could misbehave the worst when you're doing your bubble. But if the bubble bursts, could be trouble, girl. You could jump in a van, you could wine on a man, you could party in style. It's the season to get away. You could jump up and down, you could roll on the ground. Just be careful what you do, cause that children looking at you. You could show up your ass, oh yeah, wave up your flag, oh yeah, wine and bend over, oh yeah, but secure your bumper. You could cock up your legs, oh yeah, but secure your pegs, oh yeah, show your curves, but overexposed woman. Secure your bumper. You have full permission to walk up your bam bam. You could wear your bikini too. Although Carnival is but gay abandon. Girl, you don't have to overdo. Play your mass and be merry, but maintain your dignity. Don't forget the next day is a Wednesday, girl. You could jump in a van.
Johnny King there, Don't Overexpose is the name of the tune. Don't forget, we have birthday greetings coming up soon. If you have someone celebrating a birthday, flash me a text, 305-527-7664, so I can give them a big up for their birthday. Everybody likes to know that people remember them on their birthday. That's a special day, my birthday. That's the day I came into existence. Celebrate it. And the more years you live, the more you should celebrate a birthday. Some folks don't get past 20 or 30 or 40 or 50. Once you hit 60, you're batting good. Yeah, you're going good. If you're 70 and 80 and you're healthy and strong and nice, yeah, you're batting a good inning. So celebrate your birthdays, right? Yeah, celebrate.
Nobody say every carnival I done there. Plus I know all artists and only mass minds. Them say I'm a bad. I'm telling you where I'm from Trinidad and Tobago. As a Trini, Bobo Trini. Cause they know how Trini does look. And they like how Trini does cook. And they like to hear Trini talk. And they like Trini woman walk. And we make good company. Yeah, and we make good company. See me down. We don't dictate all the best man now. We don't represent for we so far. We don't sell out all the strong liquor. We don't represent for we so far. Them say we mad and we bad. I'm telling you where we from. We're from Trinidad and Tobago. As a Trini, Bobo Trini. Oh, cause they love how Trini does look. And they like how Trini does cook. And they like to hear Trini talk. And they love Trini woman walk. And we make good company. And we make good company. Boy, a party until it rain, I dressing up in my red, white and black. I don't care what nobody say. Every carnival I done there. Plus I know all artists and only mass minds. Them say I'm a bad. I'm telling you where I'm from Trinidad and Tobago. As a Trini, Bobo Trini. Oh, cause they love how Trini does look. And they love how Trini does cook. And they like to hear Trini talk. And they love Trini woman walk. And we make good company.
Here's a song I want to play for all the January girls. If you're born in the month of January, here's Lord Kitchener bigging you up. All the January girls.
January girls, I think, are the best. January girls, they surpass the rest. February girls, they are hard to please and like to have their men bowing to their knees. And as the March winds blow, the girls are just the same. They drink you like a fish and give you a false name. In every sense, I would rather be in love with a girl born January. The girls that were born in April and May, they like to be glamorous night and day. Parties and nightclubs, they gone to roam. It's difficult to get them to stay at home. As for June and July, you cannot trust. They are known to the world to be flirtatious, and that is why I would rather be in love with a girl born January. August, September, and October, it will be Virgo, Scorpio, and Libra. Well, the girls that were born under these three signs, they like the English weather for changing their minds, especially those who born under Scorpio. They just tell you yes and then they change to no, and that is why I would rather be in love with a girl born January. January ruled by Aquarius. They are usually modest and generous. The appropriate partner to have in life. They guarantee to make you a splendid wife. Well, November and December, don't trust their sight. They like angels in the day and devils at night. And that is why I would rather be in love with a girl born January.
The Lord Kitchener there, all the January girls. Miss Iris Christian, her birthday was last week. Happy birthday to Marjorie Delandro. Her birthday was on January the 6th. Happy birthday coming from your darling husband, John. Happy birthday to you. We have Miss Leslie Ann Chantak. Her birthday was on Thursday. Happy birthday, Leslie Ann, the January girl, you. We have Miss Francine Powers. Her birthday is today. Happy birthday, Francine. She listens online. She's based in Grenada now in the Isle of Spice, so hope you tune in. Happy birthday, Francine. All the best to you. Then this past week also, we also had Jason Heiliger. His birthday was on Wednesday the 13th. Happy birthday coming from Uncle Dexter, from Kristen and Lil Dexter. Michael Osuna, his birthday is today. Happy birthday, Michael, coming from the family. We have, who else? My son Mikey, his birthday was on Wednesday. Belated birthday greetings. Happy birthday, Mikey. Also, Nicholas, my nephew, his birthday was also this past week. Happy birthday, Nicholas, coming from Brand and all the rest of the family. So all the birthday folks, we wish you all a happy, happy birthday.
I
Also celebrating his birthday this coming Tuesday, Mr. Austin Latren. Happy birthday, Austin, coming from the Lashleys. Wishing you a very blessed and happy and wonderful birthday. Mr. Austin Latren there. Happy birthday, sir.
Sweet all over. You need sweet all over. Sweet all over.
This is the original Carnival Baby. Most of you are used to Alison Hines, right? This is the original Carnival Baby, the Lord Kitchener.
I was conceived on Carnival Day. You would believe that it was foul play. Well, me mommy said she was in a band. She was led astray by a sailor man. She was moved. She was moved when the sailor influenced her. Now they start to moan, jump in sailor. All them things they say can't stop me from jumping. The whole of the country is calling me Carnival Baby because I conceived in February. Carnival Baby, don't pressurize me, it's me mommy say. Carnival Baby, she pick up with me on Carnival Day. Carnival Baby. I must admit, I'm like a white cat, but let's face it, I cannot help that. When I'm in a band, I just carry on, but you would understand. It's the way I born, I just jump up, going non-stop. When the music get me frantic, now they start to go, jumping sailor. All them things they say can't stop me from jumping. When I start to whine, I have no control. Carnival Baby, the carnival fever is in me soul. Carnival Baby, when I hear them pan like a born insane. Carnival Baby, the carnival blood running in me vein. Carnival Baby.
That's the Rising Stars Steel Orchestra. Their version of Kitchener's Toko Band. And because the tune is so sweet after the top of the hour, I'm going to go with Kitchener's Toko Band. Long time I haven't played that. We're going to jam it together coming up in a bit, all right? I want to say thanks to some folks who sent in contributions this past week. We continue to receive contributions from people, and I thank you very much for it. You know, the situation with the radio station here is that we've been off the air on the airways of AM 1210 because of situation with the radio station. Has nothing to do with us, with me, or with Eddie and Don and there, right? It's the radio station. We're hoping to rectify the situation. This is our third week off the air. We're streaming live on YouTube, but I know people want the radio. So hopefully next week we'll be back with that one. But this past week, people still show how much they value the program, and they've answered the call to contribute to the cost, the expense of it. As you know, revenue comes from advertising, and if you listen carefully, you'll have realized that there's hardly any advertising. So your contribution has assisted me in staying on the air here, and I thank you very much for that. So Nancy Amming, my good friend up there in Orlando, regularly sends in a contribution. Thank you, Nancy. She tunes in every Saturday. She shares the link and have a lot of listeners tuning in. So thank you very much, Nancy. All right. Last week you heard Tanya Nesbitt said that on behalf of the Nesbitt family that she was making a donation in remembrance of Mr. Clarence Nesbitt, who passed away last month. Well, we thank you very much, Tanya, and the rest of the Nesbitt family, Andy and Miss Patricia and the rest of the family. Thank you very much for your contribution. Much appreciated. Another regular contributor, a regular listener, Miss Gloria Lewis. Thank you, Gloria. She sends me photos. She sends me little pick-me-ups. She sends me music, archives, and she sends me a contribution. Thank you very much, Miss Gloria Lewis. Miss Pat Edwards and her husband, Mike Edwards, longtime listeners, members of the Trinidad Nurses Association. They sent me a contribution this week. So thank you very much, Pat and Mike Edwards, for your contribution. It goes a long way, meeting the expense of the program. And all the rest of folks that have sent over the last 3 years, we started our fundraising drives. And people have answered the call. We thank you all very much. Thank you all very much indeed. Hopefully we'll get the radio situation cleared up soon and be back driving live for you, all right, on the radio.
WNMA, Miami Springs, Miami, and Fort Lauderdale. This is 1210 The Man and 1210theman.com.
For the best variety and the right mix of Caribbean music, news, and information, tune into the Caribbean Connection radio show with Mike Andrews every Saturday from 12 noon to 3 p.m. The most versatile show on the radio.
Before I get to my Toko Band by the Lord Kitchener, I have a strange news to share with you. And it's not funny, but it's strange. Just goes to show the situation that women around the world face. You know, the brutality in men-dominated society and how much things women have to battle sometimes, just being a woman. This story here comes from Pakistan. A court in the northern city of Lahore in Pakistan has abolished so-called virginity tests in which women are subjected to in sexual assault cases. Is setting a precedent for the practice to be potentially outlawed nationwide. The practice, which is banned in some countries such as Afghanistan, India, and Bangladesh, they used to have it there, but it's banned now. People still do it though. Continues to take place in Pakistan and more than a dozen other countries, where it is seen as a measure of virtue and whether a woman is trustworthy. The test is if 2 fingers can be easily inserted into the vagina. Supporters of the practice say It shows that a woman is not a virgin and thus lacks moral authority to make an assault or rape accusation. Imagine that. The petitioners, a group of women that includes a sociologist, a journalist, an activist, a lawyer, and a psychologist, as well as a member of the lower house of parliament, argued that examining whether the hymen was intact had no scientific or legal bearing in sexual violence cases and violated constitutional rights to privacy and dignity. The World Health Organization and the United Nations said in a 2018 report, urging countries to ban the practice, that it reinforces sociological norms that perpetuate women's inequality, including stereotyped views of female morality and sexuality, and serve to exercise control over women and girls. Still, the World Health Organization says the practice persists in at least 20 other countries. Wow, where it is used to not just in criminal sexual violence cases, but also before marriage. So if you're going to get married as a woman, they do that 2-finger test to show whether you are a virtue. Or in Indonesia, it is used to assess employment eligibility. So imagine you go for a job. Ladies, you all have it hard in some places. Imagine you go for a job, and to prove whether you're eligible for that job, they do that, what they call the virginity test. You say, I say it's not funny, but it's just strange. It's just strange. Strangers from around the world right here on the Caribbean Connection radio show. What kind of job you going for? And who is doing the testing anyway? Like singing Sandra, right? Die with my dignity. Yeah. All right. The following 15, 20 minutes is our movement section. This is where you get up and move and dance and prance and just get a little movement in, to shake off the tightness of the muscles. Movement keeps you active. Activity keeps you healthy and strengthens your immune system. Dance as if no one is watching.
From a country district all the way up north. We hobby is playing music and drinking fish broth. We come from a country district all the way up north. Sometimes we just play music without any broth. We weathered the storm under pressure, then decided to form an orchestra. But the tongue boy said we must try again. We took cream to come for the Spain. We can't be fun, they tell me so. You country band, go back to go. What they don't know, we pan is sweet, and the crowd just go for the Toko beat. It is because we from the country, yeah. We have no musical background. If they should just look up their history, they know that we terribly strong. Physically, musically, oh gone. Toko Band is coming down. We have a plan. Mash up town. Going to shake. Savannah. And even take. We still band from Toko. We band up tomorrow. We ready for action in all competition. But now they are saying we shouldn't be competing. All kind of excuses. They can't stand the losses. I nearly forget to mention we have no fan yard, no kind of accommodation. We really have it hard. For most of the time we gather alongside the sea and having to practice under a coconut tree. Oh God. But that hadn't stopped perseverance. no has it disrupt our performance. So all who say we can't beat pan, I know they ain't want nothing with this band. Can't beat pan, they tell me so. You country band, go back to go. What they don't know, we pan is sleep, and the crowd just go for the Toco beat. They think because we can be country, yeah. And don't say all that right. If they should just look up their history, they know that we terribly strong. Physically, musically, oh gone. Toco band is coming down. How we done? Mash up down. Going to shade. Savannah. And even we still band from Toco. We band up tomorrow. We ready for action in all competition. But now they are saying we should be competing. All kind of excuses. We can't stand the losses.
The Lord Kitchen there with the Toco Band. This is our movement segment. Yes, we just moved in. Mercy is here in the studio. Don't forget, this is where you get up and move, get up and dance. Somebody on YouTube say, let me be the first to welcome the teacher. Welcome, teach. This is where you move.
Siminen, nah. Siminen, soca just give me powers. Yeah, make me jump and fit for hours. Nah, soca just give me powers. Yeah, drink me rum and share with others. Fit for hours. Soca powers, it's a wonderful feeling to share with others, all my brothers and all my sisters.
gracing the stage. Oh, we party in sun or rain. We don't care what the people say. Cause the music hit the brain. So much powers I can't explain. Until I call and play. When the father take me away. No, my friends will say. I'm phenomenal. I'm phenomenal.
Long time we don't feel like this. 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 Raise your hand if you want to jump. Raise your hand if you want to jump. Raise your hand if you want to jump. Raise your hand if you love to jump. Raise your hand if you want 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 to jump. Jump, 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 jump.
Celebration all around. Yeah. Yeah. Party people rocking the town. Yeah. Yeah. Long time we ain't felt like this. So much fun and action we miss. Longing to shake it up. Time to make it up. Come on, enjoy yourself. Hey, hey, hey. Come on, enjoy yourself. Hey, hey. When last you went to
Remember, this is a segment where I want you up and dancing, right? If you're home alone, that's okay. Grab a broom, grab a mop.
when last you
You're there with your significant other. Grab onto them and throw some waste.
mash up the party, crash the party.
Narissa, they say you're late today. Do you have a note? Do you have a note, Narissa? You're late.
When last you party, party.
I tell you, boy, my listeners, they have a sense of humor, some of them. We're moving and dancing, right? We're moving and dancing.
Easy now, no need to go down. Easy now, no need to go down. Rock that run, that this how we frown. Easy now, no need to go down. Easy now, no need to go down. Rock that run, that this how we frown. When you run, come around, 'cause know you're the talk of the town, yeah. When you run, come around, 'cause know you're the talk of the town, yeah. When you run, come around, 'cause know you're the talk of the town, yeah. When you run, come around, 'cause know you're the talk of the town, yeah. Easy now, no need to go down, just walk it gently and no buck up, no pound, cool and deadly. You have a style of your own. Me never know I saw you master the saxophone. 'Cause you sound like the talk of the town, yeah. I'm lucky when you run, come around, yeah. Make me wobble, make me whole body bubble. I mean, know I say a trouble when you're ready for the double and you hit that note in the maker. Play with it a little. Why you sound a tickle? I'm telling you that hit that note in the maker. Stay with it a little. Why you sound a tickle? I'm feeling them. Easy now, no need to go down. Easy now, no need to go down. Gently and up on the phone. When you run, come around, 'cause know you're the talk of the town, yeah. When you run, come around, 'cause know you're the talk of the town, yeah. When you run, come around, 'cause know you're the talk of the town, yeah. When you run, come around, 'cause know you're the talk of the town, yeah. Best sound overall, shiny and tall. One touch make a girl climb over the wall. Brass hot, hotter than fireball. Whoop whoop, you not small, you not little at all. That touch just step on me mind, yeah. The good feeling, step on rewind, yeah. Make me wobble, make me whole body bubble. I mean, know what say a trouble when you're ready for the double and you hit that note in the maker. Play with it a little. Why you sound a tickle? I'm telling you that hit that note in the maker.
end this segment with a little instrumental here entitled Jam Without Mercy from Carl Jacobs and Company. Jam Without Mercy. Yeah. Feel the beat, follow the beat of the drums. Yeah. Let the bass get into you. The bass of Barney Bonaparte, boy. A QRC old boy. You should see me beating my air drum, boy. You should see me beating my air drum. Yeah, that little tassa roll there. They say Mike moving belly and hands. I can't roll the belly though. I can't roll the belly. I have an expandable tool, okay? That's what that is. It's an expandable tool. I can shrink it if I want to, but I ain't gonna shrink it. That's my expandable tool. We're going to take a commercial break and come back and introduce Narissa. Somebody is requesting that she give an excuse. Does she have a note as she goes in the town? She gets attention today at the right lines. I must be early for school. Jam Without Mercy. We'll be back. I hope you had some good movement with this one. All right, take a break and come back right after this.
Go Paul here. I meet this chick in the grocery the other day and I invite she home for dinner. I say, what you want, darling? She say she like jerk chicken. I tell myself jerk chicken, but I's a Trini. I know roti and pilau. Anyway, I ask my partner Delroy and he tell me the best best jerk seasoning to use is the Jamaica country style Boston jerk seasoning. He say you could get it spicy or mild. That is the one them big time chef does use in the restaurant and at all the jerk festival. He say once I use that I can't go wrong. So I pick up a bottle of the JCS Boston jerk seasoning, hot and spicy like me, and I slap it on the chicken and season it real good. Well, after a girly dinner so it was all full done. She licked she 10 fingers and she give me a wink eye. She say, Gopi, you score. Well, boy, the Gopi real score that night, yes, boy. That is a damn thing, self, yes.
Jamaica Country Style Boston Jerk Seasoning is distributed by Kingston Miami Trading Company and is available at major supermarkets and Caribbean grocery outlet. Log on to jcskitchen.com for great recipes or to order online. I'm checking this recipe and they list amaranth bush. What's that?
In Jamaica, they call it callaloo. In Trinidad, they call it bhaji. Here in the US, it's like spinach. Whatever you call it, it's available and ready to cook as the Jamaican country-style callaloo. The JCS callaloo bush comes in a 19-ounce can already made for you. Just open the can and throw it in the pot to add to your saltfish, breadfruit, green banana, or the Trini favorite bhaji and rice, with or without pigtail. The Jamaican country-style callaloo bush is rich in flavor and nutrition and is available at major grocery outlets or Caribbean stores. Distributed by Kingston Miami Trading Company. For great recipes or to order online, go to jcskitchen.com.
Yes, I can taste that now. I had some the other day. I took a can of the JCS callaloo bush and I put some saltfish and I cook it up together with some rice. Oh my, let me tell you. I also did it one time with some smoked turkey wings. Yeah. Smoked turkey wings. You take a JCS callaloo bush and you cook it up together. I can taste that now. Yeah.
But you didn't bring any, is what you're saying.
That was the other day. You weren't here.
I gotcha. Yeah.
Good afternoon, Narissa.
Good afternoon, Mike. How are you?
Happy New Year.
Thank you.
I haven't seen you since last year.
This is true.
Yeah.
This is true.
Welcome. How's your year going? How many New Year's resolutions have you broken already?
Oh no. I don't do New Year's resolutions.
Oh, so you don't make any?
No, let's see. I have a different process. This is something I started a couple years ago. I have a different process.
Which is?
The process is I take the first month of the year to really close off everything from last year, recalibrate, observe. So my first
recalibrate and observe.
Yeah,
wow.
my first month is observing. It's something that I usually do workshops on.
So you observe this month. This month you observed.
I just do some observation.
What did you calibrate? What did you get rid of from last year?
So a good question. So anything that I felt was holding me back from being my most loving and joyful self.
Which is?
Oh, wow! Listen to you.
I'm probing. I'm probing.
Yeah, I mean, great question. These are great questions. I actually do a workshop on this. So there are a lot of things that you actually don't realize are holding you back. Like they're beliefs that you think you need in order to survive. And so
why are you talking like a politician? You haven't answered me as yet.
I'm working on it, man. Okay, so yeah, there's beliefs that you have that you think you need in order to survive. So every year, those beliefs change. And so when I looked this year, there are so many things that are going for me this year, despite being a teacher teaching during COVID, which is like a whole experience on it.
Well, I realize she answered me yet. Yeah?
I have. So think about the fact that I'm in the middle of a horrifying experience. And yet there's so many things that are in front of me that I can be grateful for. And there's so many opportunities in front. Think about the fact that...
what did you calibrate? What did you shed?
What did I shed?
Yeah.
What did I shed?
What some of the things did you shed and say, okay, I calibrated.
Yeah.
I'm going to get rid of that.
That's a great question. So I calibrated that as a teacher, I don't need every piece of paperwork that I've been holding on to. So like teachers tend to collect because, we know that this thing will work for our exercise or for our research. And there's this lovely thing called the internet now. And so So yeah, I've been getting rid of a lot of paperwork. So that's been very interesting.
And that goes along with one of the things that we do. We gather things. Hopefully, that one day we're gonna need it.
You don't need it.
And 50 years later, you go open a box and there's this thing from 50 years ago.
You don't need it. And
all right,
and,
it's okay.
Yeah, and you'll also be surprised about how when you're getting rid of these things, that you realize that there is a belief tied up in that thing as well. So. Yeah, so it's been that, and then there's a couple of other personal things, but other than that, what about you, Mike? How do you celebrate the new year? And folks, let me just say something really quickly. Mike thought I wasn't coming in today.
No, I was surprised to see you.
So we discuss third Saturdays of the month. I'm always here every third Saturday of the month in person, if I can be more than one.
So you're late today. Somebody said that you have a note.
I do have a note.
They're on YouTube, you know. They said, do you have a note?
Do I have a note? Yes. Yes.
The dog ate it?
No.
You had a flat tire coming in?
No, my note is how grateful I am that you are watching via YouTube. And I'm hoping that you will forgive me for being... you wanted me here by noon, and I will definitely make sure that next month, because we will be somewhere next month. If it's not 1210 The Man, we will be somewhere next month. So wherever it is that we are, I'm hopeful that you will join us on that path. So thank you so much for checking. They're checking for me, Mike. They're checking for me.
They miss you.
They miss.
Yeah.
You guys miss me.
Well.
No. See, you all miss
some of my male friends miss you.
No, y'all need to check for Mike. But yeah, no. Oh, thank you.
All right.
Thank you so much. But yeah. So I hope that our listeners, that you all, whatever it is that you do, that you take January as a moment to be grateful for what it is and really close out.
People use different period of time as a beginning. And to a lot of people, January is the beginning of the year, but some people tend to stay away from that because they say it's just another day. So they may people use their birthdays as a point of beginning. They may use different months or different days based on whatever different criteria that they have as a point of beginning. And a point of beginning, as you say, you calibrate. When you calibrate, you go through emotion, you shed the things that are not good, that are not working. And you instill some new things in the system to make it work and make it function better. So you calibrate and you start.
You can set an intention,
Yeah, and you try to, and that's what as human beings we do. We always try to make ourselves better. At least we should. Some people don't give a hoot about it. They go on every day as if it's the same thing. So they don't shed and they don't brighten and they don't renew. And they don't rethink and they don't, contemplate and say, listen, okay, this didn't work last year. I got to do better and make this work, whether it's this year or next month. Some people do it monthly or weekly.
Yeah, and also the other thing is there's also the opportunity for you to get rid of the thing that is not working for you. So sometimes we hold on to things way too long. So sometimes it's just a matter of just please understand that not everything that you thought was for you is for you. So start to get rid of the things that are no longer working for you, and don't tie yourself up into it. We identify too much with certain things, and if it's not working for you, let it go, and don't judge yourself for, oh gosh, my people say I need to do this, or the people at my job say I need to do this, or my family says I need to do this.
One topic I want to talk about, and I don't have time for today.
Sure. Oh, that's true.
And that is about image.
Yeah.
And our self-image, how we view ourselves. And our image is one of the things that cause us to do a lot of stupid things, because we tend to do things based on what we think or how we think people will view us.
Exactly.
Or how other people would think. So, and advertisers use that against us by advertising crap to us, and we buy it because of image. You see all these for Christmas, you saw all those multitude of car commercials, and you never tell you anything about the car.
Where are we going?
They never tell you anything about the car. Whether it's 6-cylinder, whether it has 280 horsepower, but they show you an image. You know, like especially the expensive ones, the Mercedes and the Lexus, and they show you this image. So you buy into the image, and you expect, you know, people say, well, where's my brand new car with the big red bow on Christmas morning? Right. You know? Fiji water is something, for example. $4-5 for a little bottle of Fiji water. It's freaking water.
But it's hold on. No.
The image.
But it's also the experience that you think the image is going to bring you. So it's the image. People sell an image because the image is the door to the experience.
Right.
So
it's freaking water.
I know, but what experience am I buying into? So if I understand that whatever that image is, it's bull, and I can create whatever
and
experience
that's why they
I
buy
want.
Sneakers for $300 and all these brand name things, you know, somebody's name slap on the chest. Calvin Klein on their chest, and
Narissa
they pay $200 just to have that name. And so the image, you know, and they walk down the road thinking that the image makes them look good. You know, anyway, that's another story. We'll talk about that one day. Let's get back to some music here.
Absolutely.
So everything good?
Everything.
Were you forced to go to school?
Oh yes, everybody was. So there's.
I know there are some people who stayed home because of whatever.
No, it's but, everyone was forced to return. There's some I guess negotiations that are being held, but it's a very, very crazy situation.
How is the environment in school?
I can only speak for our campus. Our leader is amazingly caring, and so she has ensured that if you have to come back on campus as somebody who has health issues, that you feel completely wrapped in this little bubble. Again, I can only speak for on my on my particular campus, but I'll just say that the district is very, very much about making sure that the teachers feel okay coming back. So I can say fully that experience is where I am.
You think a lot of students had a rough time and failed classes because of the environment of online teaching?
So I would say that the students are just like the teachers. We need each other.
Right.
You know, so it's a matter of the online learning, you know, is run by a person, right? And so you are trying to connect with these beings who still don't really know why. Half of the time, you know, the students are coming to school because somebody forced them to come to school, right? A lot of kids are excited about school, but some aren't. And they need the caring human in front of them saying, I know you're struggling with this new information. I know half of the time you feel like you're stupid because nobody likes to learn anything.
Right.
But I see you. I care about you. And when we make the connection to each other, people will take steps that they need to take because someone is rooting them on. And that's the point of what a teacher is. And so a lot of the issue, to be very frank, is connectivity. Like they don't have the right laptops at home, even though we distributed over 100,000 laptops.
Right.
They don't have the right connections, the internet connections,
Right.
even though Comcast is offering free
or
internet.
an area where they can study.
Or they
because
don't have a good area because they've got five other
it's rough.
kids at the house, or
Right.
somebody else is
Right.
living there, or you know, or other things, or they got to take care of siblings or
Yeah,
whatever it is.
yeah.
And these issues were issues that teachers were dealing with in person.
Yeah.
They're only now being more exacerbated because, at least in person, you can get out of that environment.
I got a post on YouTube here from Anika.
Mhm.
She said, so much respect for all teachers. Thank you, Narissa, and all educators doing your best to educate and care for your students during this challenging time.
We are
Oh,
doing
nice,
our
Anika.
best. Thank you.
All right, let's get back to some music
Absolutely.
here. I love this
Take
tune.
it
It's one of
off.
my favorite tunes. Not just, you know, you have different genres.
Mm-hmm.
And if I would have put all my different genres and my favorite tunes, this would be included in that song.
Oh, my, 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 my. Well. She's still loving me. Though I've caused her so much pain. Yeah. I've done my share of wrong. My share of wrong.
the Lord in Zion. I said, oh, she's the right one for me. He made no mistake. And I say this with no apology. Grams, won't you sing about your lady?
She's still loving me. Yeah. Through all the trials and gain. Yeah. For I played around. Still yet she held it down. Yeah, she did. She's still loving me. Even though I made her cry, oh, caused her many sleepless nights, oh, and I had to make it right, oh, she's mine, one and only. I ain't going nowhere. I ain't gonna leave my lady. No, 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 she's mine, one and only. I ain't going nowhere. I ain't gonna leave my lady. 'Cause she's truly mine. Most of what she does makes me feel so good inside. Oh, oh, oh. Someone tell the Lord for me, He made no mistake. And I tell the world there's no apology. Hey, hey, hey.
That's Morgan Heritage. She's still loving me. On my favorite list here. One and only. Yeah. Here's another one that will be on that list, Narissa.
It's an excellent song. I love the song.
You like it, yeah?
Yeah.
Getting close to the 3 o'clock hour. Caribbean Rhythms, Eddie Cleveland, Jillian. 3 at 3, they're coming up next. We start at 9 o'clock with Rosie and Don. Rosie was in a loving mood this morning, boy. Loving. All right, Rosie, I love you too.
The girls in town like the way how I sing my song. You hear? They love to cool. When I sing them a soca tune. So come on, I want you to come home with me and sing. I will like you to prove you're the soca king. I'm the baron, they call me the sweet soca man. When I jam you, I know you will understand. All the men in the town want to knock me down. 'Cause they know I'm the king of the soca around. Hey, give me. Hey, the girls in town say they want me to wear a crown for them, but I sing my song just to please all the folks around. say, honey child, I want to see the barongo wine. I know you like to tease, and I know you could really please. And I'm singing, I'm the baron, they call me the sweet soca man. When I jam you, I know you will understand. All the boys in the town want to knock me down. Don't knock him down. Please don't knock him down. 'Cause they know I'm the king of the action around. Hey.
Took a truly long time for me to say how nice you were tonight. Took a truly long time for me to say how good you were tonight. It took a really long time for me to see blessings that follow me. It took a really long time for me to see blessings that come to me. Going on without you seems so wrong after you gave to me so long. Going on without you seems so wrong, seems so wrong, seems so wrong. Going on without you seems so wrong after you gave to me so long. Going on without you seems so wrong, seems so wrong. Good times and bad, happy and sad. You gave a life to me. Right or wrong, you gave me a song.
I love that The music just turns me on.
Brought out the best in me.
I lose all control when I see you standing there in front of me. Your style, your clothes, your hair, your flair, woman, you look so sexy. The way you whine and the way you dance and the way that you twist and turn your waist leaves me wanting, leaves me yearning, leaves me feeling for a taste.
Before the end of the night, I wanna hold you so tight. You know I want you so much, and I'm so tempted to touch.
Tempted to touch, tempted to touch. A little woman, man, I need you so much. Tempted to touch, tempted to touch. A little woman, man, I'm inside your clutch. Tempted to touch, tempted to touch. A little woman, man, I need you so much. Tempted to touch, tempted to touch. A little woman, man, I'm inside your clutch. Yeah. To all my ladies in the dance, you have it, my baby. I don't even know your name, little woman. I don't even know your age. But there's something about you, girl, when I see you whining in front of the stage. Please forgive me, please excuse me, but there's nothing else that a man can do. I can't help myself, little woman. I just need to be next to you.
Before the end of the night, I wanna hold you so tight. You know I want you so much, and I'm so tempted to touch.
Tempted to touch, tempted to touch. A little woman, man, I need you so much. Tempted to touch, tempted to touch. A little Your sweet love cut my heart with a knife and have me begging for more. Like the sweetness of the honey from a honeybee, like the sweetness of the soda made by Rashoti. I want to proclaim it to the world. The sweetness I find in you, girl. Touch me so you sweet, sweet, sweet like a Julie mango. I say you sweet, sweet. I want to know how it's sweet, so sweet, sweet, sweet like red barrel pruning. I say you sweet, sweet like sweet wine on a Juve morning. Give me your sweetness. Your sweetness is my weakness. Give me your sweetness. Your sweetness is my weakness. Hey. Yeah, yo. Now in the heaven on Sunday, and let an angel drop on. Love hit me like lightning and thunder. I love I really can do it. Like a road march from Rockage, and I move you till you drop. This potion is sweet and tender. I don't want to stop. Sunshine kissing the morning dew. It's never sweet as when I kiss you. Yes, you do. You sweet, sweet, sweet like a Julie mango. I say you sweet, sweet.
Coming to the closing hours here, closing minutes, closing seconds of the program today. Caribbean Connection radio show on WNMA. Narissa just stepped into the studio, so
Hi.
hey, Narissa.
Hi, how you doing?
How you doing?
I'm good.
How you doing?
I'm sweet like a Julie mango.
Oh, mama. All right, Narissa. All right, so what's in store for the week coming up? How you looking forward to Wednesday? FOMO days.
I would like to just get to Monday, but yeah, I mean, let's look past Wednesday to Thursday. So yes, I'm looking forward.
I volunteered to be a driver for the moving truck.
Look, you know? Man, no,
I don't. Put my name in there, but
nobody
they didn't
I
call
know.
me. Too many names on the list. I volunteered to be a driver.
I know, and nobody I know. I want in that area. I need us to get to Thursday, but then also, I need us to also be aware that on Thursday, the work is not finished.
Work has just begun.
The work has just begun, and I think that was the issue with the. Not the administration, not 45's administration, but 44's administration. Everybody like elected 44. They're like, great, we don't have to do any more work. And every year, the guy got on television, every place, and said, I can't do this alone. I need you with me. He kept saying that, and people are like mad. And everything.
Listen,
like
Narissa,
he could.
this country has a lot of reckoning to do, and a lot of people are seeing things they hadn't seen before.
But they were ignoring it.
They were ignoring things, but a lot of people are seeing it. You know, sometimes it's not that you ignore it; you just are not aware of it, or it's not in your scope of things. But like you say, we gotta calibrate. We have a lot of calibration to do. This is
it. There's a think about the thing that even Biden and the Harris administration, they have these things that they do the first 100 days. Yeah. They're gonna be there for 4 years. But the first 100 days, there are some priorities. What are your
kind of set a tone for what they measure you in the first 100 days. Although many things you do doesn't happen in the first 100 days.
And it can't. Like there's a lot of things that we are just now experiencing the benefits of that were put into place years ago. So I mean, I think again, beginning of the year. Think of January as your first 100 days. What is it that you need to clean up from 2020, and what is it that you need to carry forward with you? Not just past.
You know, my thing is that I wish the world. We have a lot of people who have this sense of entitlement. And that saddens me. You know, I look at I'm a very optimistic person, and I've traveled all over the world, and I see that people are people. They are good. The majority of the people in this world are good people, and they want good for them and their neighbors and humankind. But then more and more I see a lot of people with this sense of entitlement, you know, and they use things like freedom to speak. That means that they're going to say anything they want, no matter who they hurt or how it affect people. You know, so they have freedom, but they don't exercise responsibility
But they
with their
don't.
freedom.
But entitlement
You know?
comes from the fact that you don't know where your freedom came from. If you know these things, then you lose your sense of entitlement. You're like, wow, you know, this is what
Anyway,
it took. So, but
gotta
we're
say
gonna have a
goodbye.
good week with Martin Luther King's birthday. We're gonna do some service. We're going to pray for the incoming administration. We're going to also pray for the outgoing administration that they find their way. To,
So let's say goodbye. Make way for Eddie, Cleve, and Jillian. They're coming up next.
Absolutely.
So say goodbye, Narissa.
Goodbye, Narissa.
Goodbye, Narissa. All right. I'm out of here, folks. Catch you next week. Hopefully, we'll have something situated where we'll be back on the radio. But thank you for tuning in online and on YouTube.
But we'll let them know either way what's going on, right?
One of my QRC, we call ourselves Royalians because it's Queen's Royal College.
Beautiful.
And they've just designated you an honorary Royalian
Oh,
on YouTube.
thank you.
So you are an honorary Royalian. Okay. Thank you, Ian, for that one.
Oh, God, honey, you gonna kill him?
Yes. Trinidad and Tobago, land of my birth.
Goodbye, folks. I'm a Trini. Trinidad and Tobago, land of my birth. Trini Road, I'm taking the Trini Road up home. Catch you next week.
Trini Roads, take me home to a place I belong. Up in London, lining in Salon. Take me home, yeah. Trini Roads, almost heaven. That's Tobago. Northern mountains, natural gas and oil flow. Life is sweet, yeah, sweeter than a Julie. A land that's sweet as honey, but laid back and carefree. Trini Roads, take me home to the place, yeah, I belong. Coffee, coffee, down by Gulf City. Come take me home, Trini Roads. All my memories got around her. Coconut water by the savannah. Play my child and silo on the hill. Special taste of Babash. I yearning for some still. Trini Roads, take me home to the place I belong. To Miami and Lekoto. Come take me home, please, Trini Roads. I hear her voice in the morning time. She calls me. The online radio reminds me of home far away. And reading the internet, I get a feeling I should have been home since yesterday.
WNMA, Miami Springs, Miami, and Fort Lauderdale. This is 1210 The Man and 1210theman.com.
Following program is paid for by Rhythms Marketing Inc.
1210 AM. The Man. Brings the islands to you.